But the Emergence card, it looks pretty stacked. And I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and I'll do a full preview of that. So in the main event for the Impact's Knockouts Championship, we got Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo. I don't think that you take the title off of Trinity anytime soon, although I don't know what her contract looks like. So if she loses, I would be on countdown watch. But I get the feeling that she's going to keep the title through Bound for Glory, and then we'll see what she does after that. And then for the IWGP Championship, actually, I don't know if they announced that it was a title match. I don't know. Sanada, IWGP champion versus Jake something. That is listed as the co-main event here. I don't know that it'll actually be the co-main event. It's listed second from the top on Fightful. Clearly Sanada is going to win the match. I think this is going to be a showcase for Jake to prove that he can hang with the IWGP champion. So I'm cool with that. Should be a great match. Jake something's awesome. Impact Tag Team Championship, SUBCULTURE versus the Rascalz. You know, I really could see them doing a title switch here, even though SUBCULTURE just got the belts. I could see them doing a title switch and then flipping it back before they get to the UK. I think they got something with the Rascalz. These guys are on a roll as heels. They're smarmy little shitheads. And I mean that with peace and love. I think they're doing a great job of being villains. So I like what they're doing with them. I'd like to see the Rascalz get the titles here. And nothing against SUBCULTURE. You can always flip it back to them before you go to the UK, or wait till you get to the UK and give back to them then. I think you give them that moment there. I think it's time for a Rascalz run, though. Then we're going to go to a no disqualification match. Eric Young versus Deonna. I get the feeling we're going to have some type of Bray Wyatt tribute here because I don't know if it was widely available news, but I do believe Eric Young was, when he went back to WWE, he was supposed to be in a newly formed faction with Wyatt. And I think they were going to call it the Wyatt Six. Now, I don't know this for like I did see this some places, so it might not have been completely accurate, but I do know that there is a friendship there and a kinship there. And I do believe that he was supposed to go back and be a part of a faction, but Bray's health just wouldn't hold up. He had tons of health issues over the last year or 2 years, and that it was keeping him out of the ring, and then ultimately led to his demise. I could see Young doing some sort of Bray Wyatt tribute here, and I hope he does. I think that would be very cool. I know that Bray was never. Sorry, I'm getting spam messages on my phone. I know that Bray was never in Impact. I do know that Impact wanted him when he was a free agent. I covered it here. I know that a lot of people thought he would go there, but ultimately he just, he wasn't doing anything unless he's getting paid a ton of money. And Impact didn't have Bray Wyatt money. But I thought that would have been cool if he would have, did a little stint in Impact. And I thought that, with his creativity and the kind of the stuff that they get into, it would have been bonkers. Not all of it would have been great, but it would have been interesting to see what they come up with. But yeah, Young versus Deonna. Hopefully this is the end of this feud and that Young puts Deonna away for good. Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. You know what? They have 4 teams now. This is the most amount of teams they've ever had in this division. But MK Ultra versus Gisele, Shawn, Savannah versus Death Dollz versus Coven. Put them all in the match at the same time. Boom. You got a match. I don't expect it to be very good, but it'll be on the show. So good for them. I don't see why you would take the belts off of MK Ultra. I think they got something with these ladies. They're 2 of the best in the company. And I would like to see them keep the titles and then take it to Japan. That's what I would do. Impact Digital Media Championship. As far as I'm concerned, this is the people's main event. Kenny King versus Johnny Swinger. And you heard me do the put the fucking belt on Tanahashi campaign. Well, that campaign is over because I just don't think it's going to happen. And I'm not going to be swimming upstream any longer. The new campaign is put the fucking belt on Swinger. Put it on the Swing Man. Digital Media Championship's a joke. Swinger's a joke. but he's hilarious. So if you're going to have a joke, it's got to be funny. And Swingman's the funniest wrestler in all of pro wrestling. He's better than he's better than Toru Yano. I don't care. I'll say it. He's better than all the funny wrestlers. He's better than Danhausen. I'll take Swinger over Danhausen. Hell yeah. Fuck him. I want to see him win this title. Put the fucking belt on Swinger. Let's go, baby. Back to school match. This sounds stupid. Back to school match. Eddie Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian. So they actually filmed a match already. So if you paid a live ticket and you were hoping to get to see in a wrestling ring Eddie Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian, you will not be getting that. You were going to have to watch it on TV like everybody else, but you're going to watch it on TV from the arena. So there you go. I see this ending up somehow where these two guys come together, either as heels or baby faces. Both guys kind of wandering around. I mean, they're just been in a feud with each other. And the feud is because they used to be training partners back in the day, and they're Killer Kowalski guys. So, but they're going to do the match from the Killer Kowalski school. It's already been filmed, and I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm not going to predict that it's going to be good. I think Frankie wins, and then somehow, some way, they all come together and become a team. And then we go to what I think should probably be the co-main event. Josh Alexander and Time Machine. Should be Time Machine Guns, but they call it Time Machine, whatever. Kushida, Sabin, and Shelley versus Moose, Myers, Bully Ray, and Lio Rush. I think the baby faces go over here on this one. I think that Bully is going to peel away and focus on his PCO feud. And somehow, some way, Sabin or Shelley and Alexander are going to focus on their feud, and then Sabin and Lio Rush. And I just don't know where that leaves. I think Kushida gets his championship match against Lio Rush at Victory Road. Maybe they add Sabin to it and they do a three-way. I don't know. And then I don't know where that leaves Moose and Myers after this. So it's kind of a thrown together match. They should be good. I would fully expect Bully Ray to do a Terry Funk tribute here, and I think that would be appropriate because they were so close. Terry Funk's last ever promo was from this past December before a match between Matt Cardona and Bully Ray. Bully Ray introduced him to the crowd, and they showed him on the video screen, and he did a little promo there, which was pretty cool. And that was also at the 2300 Arena. So, Bully is a disciple of Terry Funk, and so I could see them doing something. I think, and if they're going to do it, I think, on SmackDown last night, they did a Terry Funk hardcore match, and it wasn't really a hardcore match. It was more like kind of, WWE style cartoony stuff. I would say in this match, go ham. If you're going to do a Terry Funk tribute, do it. Go crazy. That's what I would like to see. And then on the pre-show, we got the Good Hand Jobbers versus Hendry and Uemura, and Uemura and Hendry are going to win. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And then you also got Mike Bailey versus Alan Angels. Where's Jonathan Gresham at? They did this whole interview series with him, similar to what they did with Crazy Steve. And then he did one tag match, and then we just haven't seen him again. Is this guy in the doghouse? Like, what happened to this guy? Where is he at? Do we really need to see Brian Myers on TV? Can we put Gresham? I don't know. What's going on with Gresham? Is he going to cost Bailey this match? I don't know. Are they going to continue? They've had 10 matches this year. They don't know what to do with either guy, so they just keep making them wrestle each other. But Bailey versus Alan Angels. Obviously, Bailey's more than likely going to win that one unless Gresham shows up and interferes and causes Bailey to lose. So I don't know. But Emergence looks like a stacked show. I'm really looking forward to it. Impact, their PLEs are always great. And then the Rebel Nightclub is my favorite venue that they play. It's unfortunate that they can only do it on Sunday nights because I don't know this for a fact. I just have a theory that they have to do it on Sunday night because it would cost them way too much money to run Friday or Saturday because it is an actual nightclub, and that's probably where they make their most money is on Friday and Saturday nights, probably on Thursday nights too. Those are the big nights for the club scenes. So, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And then I will have a recap right here on the Patreon. So hopefully everybody will check that out. And if you like the Patreon, please help us get up to 25 subscribers. We're at 21 now. So please tell your friends that you like Patreon, that we're doing you guys justice, that you're getting your money's worth. And we do really appreciate you. JD has 2 articles up on the site now, and he's going to continue to write more articles. And then we're working on a new thing with JD, working on a project with JD. We're going to see if we can get something for him to do solo wise. And that's going to be coming down the pike very soon. And then this coming up week on Overtime, for the Patreon only, we are going to do our part 2 of the WCW invasion of the WWF in 2001. Now, we did part 1, I would say about 6 weeks ago on the Fight Game Media Network. Part 1 is here on our Patreon now, so you have access to it. So if you want to get caught up, go ahead and seek out part 1, and then we're coming at you with part 2 coming up this week. So that's going to be one of our main focuses. So again, thank you for listening, and until next time, mahalo.